Hi guys, it's Sandy Freshie back again. So sorry that I loved you and left you for nearly a week. It's been quite a week actually because I actually rebuilt my entire website and now my domain name is lost somewhere in cyberspace, so I'm just sort of waiting it out for everything to get connected up. And I'm actually going to give you the link to the domain that I built it under, and you can go and check it out. Everything has been upgraded. It's easy to follow in terms of, how you get started, what you do next, what my services are, my courses, all of that stuff is laid out, and I really love the way that it came out. But that's not what I'm here to talk with you about today. I'm actually here to kind of open the door on the subject of emotions. And what I want to start with is the notion that emotions are not personal. They're just a thing. And if you are one who is prone to feeling emotions very deeply, just bear with me here, follow with me here, because what I want you to understand is that emotions are actually chemical reactions in our body. And what makes them feel so personal are the meanings that we attach to those chemical reactions. Now, let's see if I can get my human design charts out, because I want to show you that you may process emotions in one of two different ways, and the best way to show you is on the chart. So hold on just a minute. Okay, I'm back. All right, so if you have a chart where you have the brown triangle colored in on the left-hand side of your chart as you're looking at it, it means that you have a defined emotional solar plexus. So you have a consistent relationship with the ups and downs of your emotions. It's like you ride in a sea of emotions, and you have a certain rhythm that that you can sometimes predict depending on what channels you have defined or how many channels you have that are defining your emotional solar plexus. Sometimes if you've got a lot of channels connected there, it could get a little confusing, but you do have a specific way or a consistent way of engaging with emotions, and those emotions are radiated out to other people. Now, if you have this emotional solar plexus undefined on your chart, it means that you're taking in what's being radiated out by this person with this kind of a configuration. You're taking in those emotions, and you have the potential to feel them very deeply and possibly even distort them. So those of you who have a defined emotional solar plexus, you're riding in that sea of emotions, you're emitting that out into the world. A lot of times you're not even aware that that's what's happening. And those of you who have an undefined emotional solar plexus are taking that in, and as the ones around you are riding up and down, you're really riding up and down on their emotions. So it's not personal, it's just the way that our chemistry works, our individual chemistries work. And as I mentioned, what makes it seem so personal are the meanings that we attach to it. So sometimes, a lot of times, especially when you're emotionally defined, let's talk to you guys who have a defined emotional solar plexus specifically for a moment. You may have these dips in your moods, and we're taught, a lot of us in our families and in the way that we were raised, that it's not okay to have negative emotions. It's not okay to be in a down mood. It's not okay to be in melancholy. And for some of you, that's what it is. It's like some of you really feel those high highs and those low lows. For others of you, depending on how your emotional solar plexus is defined, it could be experienced a different way. But there is inevitably a high and a low. And when you get into those lows, that's where that you can fall into the trap of attaching meaning to what you're feeling, to the mood that you're feeling, when actually it's just a part of your natural, I'll use the word biorhythm at this point. It's just a part of your natural chemistry and the chemical reactions that happen in your body. So then when you attach meaning to it, it can sometimes make that wave even more volatile. And then, okay, so, so if you're judging it, or you're trying to control it, or if you're trying to do something about it instead of just accepting it for what it is and wading through it, because what goes up must come down, what comes down must go up, right? So eventually it will come up if you allow yourself that space of neutrality and acceptance. Now, let's say you live with someone who has the undefined emotional solar plexus. Or maybe you have an undefined emotional solar plexus. So you could be feeling this person's low mood, okay? And it sends off these alarm signals because of your own past conditioning and what you've picked up about how it's not okay perhaps for other people to feel that way. And you could be feeling like you need to do something about it. Or maybe you don't even recognize that it's their low mood that you're picking up on, and you interpret it as your own mood. You attach meaning to it as it being, as that it's yours, and you must do something about it within yourself. So, there's nothing you can do about someone else's mood except to recognize that it's theirs. And if you're undefined emotionally, then the meanings that you attach to it will often throw you out of balance with how you're really designed to operate. So the first order of business, whether you're defined or undefined, in becoming aware of your emotions or becoming aware of the chemistry of emotions, is to recognize that it's not personal. It's just a thing. It's just a series of chemical reactions. And what you need to do about it, if you're defined, is to recognize and accept the ups and downs of your moods. And if you're defined, that's how you know how long you need to wait to make a decision, right? And if you're undefined, to recognize when those emotions are not when you're taking in emotions that are not yours, and to again accept that it's the other person's. So the first order of business is acceptance, and that leads to neutrality and understanding that this thing that we pin a lot of meaning on, perhaps pin a lot of judgment on, about what's appropriate in terms of emotional expression or emotional experience. It's just chemistry. It's just a thing. And if you can treat it as just this neutral thing of, oh, I'm having an emotion, I'm down on my emotional wave, as we talk about in human design, if you're emotionally defined, or, if you're undefined, oh, somebody else, my significant other, my child, the person next to me at work is having a bad day or in a down mood, and I don't need to do anything about it, then that really allows you to settle into how your body authentically operates, how your chemistry works. So this is just opening the door to emotions. I happen to be emotionally undefined. I have an undefined emotional solar plexus. So I really want to take some time over the next few weeks to kind of share with you some perspectives that I have about people who are defined emotionally and my own experiences as being undefined emotionally. So I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear what you deal with, what your struggles or your challenges are with understanding how your emotional system works. And I will certainly address those in upcoming videos. So, oh, and by the way, please subscribe. I think we're over 870 now, so when we get to 900, there is going to be 870 subscribers, sorry. When we get to 900, I'm going to announce another YouTube special just for my YouTube subscribers. So please subscribe, please share this video with anyone that you think would benefit from it and would be interested, and encourage them to subscribe as well. So until the next time, and hopefully it will not be another week, because next Sunday is our next energy alignment live stream. Going to try to touch base with you in between with another video about emotions. So until the next time, be well.